Hey everybody, welcome back to the Storytime channel. My name is Steven, and let's get into our stories of the day. Entitled mother wanted my €1,500 PC build for her son. So basically, I am a 20 years old percussionist, and I'm getting myself into digital music. I'm just a newbie, but I wanted to try it out. I had the possibility of buying myself a rather high-end gaming PC since I've worked a bit and I had some money to spare. I'm also a bit of a gamer. Big lie, I'm a total gamer. So I decided to mix digital music and gaming and build a machine that could help me with both. Now here's where the choosing beggar comes in. I live in a condo where my neighbors are a family of 3 with a 10 or 11-year-old child. I don't remember correctly. I've talked to them quite a lot and I've helped their son choose his first personal computer 2 years ago, but since now Warzone came out, his PC wasn't enough now and he needed a new one. His mother, choosing beggar, knew that I was building a computer and decided to knock on my door this morning. Here's the conversation.
Hey, I was just looking for you. You're building a new computer, are you?
Yes. Why?
Oh, child says that his own isn't enough and I was wondering if you could help him out.
Great, I can suggest some parts and help him build one. Just tell me what's the budget. Notice that I wouldn't ask for money since he is just a kid and our families are in good terms.
Oh, here's the problem. There's no budget.
I can spend how much I want on this configuration?
No, I was thinking that you should just give him the one you have now. You're too old for games anyway, aren't you?
I was still building the computer at this time and I couldn't believe what words had just left her mouth. Why should I? I'm building this PC for myself with my money. Here's where a lot of Redditors told me in my last post and my social anxiety didn't kick in. Me again, I will not give your kid anything.
But why? You're in university now. You don't have time to play games.
You don't know how much free time I have and that's none of your business.
Oh, come on. You're an adult now. Adults don't play video games.
Adults do play video games. And again, what I do with my free time is none of your business.
You know you're never going to get a girlfriend like this. Girls don't go after men who play video games.
Are you for real? Her tone was strangely kind at this moment and it just made me angrier.
Of course, just give it to child. He is still a kid and he needs it.
Good afternoon, choosing beggar. At this point, I was so angry that I wanted to punch this lady in the face, but I just slammed my front door shut and walked back to building my PC. Basically, this woman just wanted me to give my €1,500 PC to her kid because I'm an adult and I need a girlfriend. I mean, I am single right now, but I firmly believe that gaming is not the cause of that. So what do you think, guys? Are video games the reason why a lot of people are single? I mean, I don't think so unless you're obsessive about it to the point where it ruins your life. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Mom teaches her daughter to bully the other girls in a beauty pageant, gets mad when another girl fights back. Growing up, I have been in beauty pageants from the age of 6 to 10. I won a few and lost a few, but all in all, I made a few great stories that can go on Reddit. My most memorable pageant was when I was 9 and I met the world's worst beauty contestant. For the sake of the story, let's call her Betty. So Betty has been in pageants since she was a baby. Her mom was practically living through her and making her do and say such terrible things, like pinching the other girls or bullying them until they cried. The first time I met her, her mom and my mom were just talking like normal parents when her daughter came up to me and started making fun of the way I looked. We were a bit away from our moms, so they didn't notice right away. She started saying that my hair was nappy or how my lips were too big. I always had pretty full lips growing up. I'm Hispanic, by the way, which brought some unwanted teasing from other kids, and my uncle taught me that the next time someone says something about them, to just punch them. So that's what I did. I punched her as hard as a small 9-year-old girl could. The parents heard her yelling and saw her holding her face and screaming on the floor. I tried to tell them what she was saying, but her mom was too busy yelling at my mom to care. She called me a devil and how I broke her daughter's nose. I didn't, it was just bloody. We made such a racket that the judges came rushing over to find out what happened. I told them how she was making fun of me and her mom was telling them how I attacked her daughter because I knew I wouldn't be as pretty as her. My mom was screaming at the other mom was screaming at me, and me screaming at the judges while Betty was screaming on the floor. In the end, we both got disqualified and was not allowed to participate in the next one, which kinda bummed me out. The cops weren't called, but the ambulance came to check out Betty and her bloody nose. I just sat in the car while my mom dealt with everything else. When I got home, I was worried I was gonna get a lecture or a spanking, but instead I just got a high five from my uncle, which my mom didn't like, but she just shrugged it off. My family always said, if someone freaks with you, then fight back and we won't get mad. Good on OP's uncle for teaching them to stand up for themselves. I don't know if resorting to violence is necessary, sometimes it might be, but at least defend yourself. Or don't let others put you down, that's good advice. And you definitely can't blame a 9-year-old for standing up for themselves. Entitled mother steals my self-started college fund for sister's birthday. So while growing up, I found myself having a horde of entitled parents, step and otherwise. My mom was great most times, but still felt entitled to my stuff as I was her kid. On to the story. When I was a kid, after my twin brother got diagnosed with cancer, I became obsessed with saving money for my future. I figured if only one of us got to have one, I'd have to make it awesome enough for the both of us. He's in remission for 10 years next month, but at the time I didn't know he'd live. This meant every holiday on, I found myself saving all the money I got because I was going to go to Harvard. I was going to have an awesome career and zero student debt. I'd also mow lawns, weed gardens, as well as tutor and babysit kids when I got old enough. At the point this story happened, I had a happy $10,000 saved up. Not enough for all of college, but only $3,000 less than my total loans for college. I was also not allowed a bank account because of my age, and no one wanted on one with me. This meant I had roughly $10,000 in $100 bills. I'd trade smaller bills with my mom, in my closet in a shoebox. My mom had my sister when I was 14, and she was born very early, 27 weeks, and spent most of her first year in and out of hospitals. So my mom has dedicated her life to making my sister's life the best it can be. One day, shortly after my sister was born, my mom asked if she could borrow some money as they would be short on rent that month due to my mom and stepdad being at the hospital so much and having their savings depleted. I made her promise to pay me back and handed her $500 from the box and told her to put it back in said box when she was to pay me back. I checked 2 months later and she had paid me back. Cool. Then my sister's birthday rolled around. It was an amazing feat that she had made it to 1 year. My mom was ready to have a huge party. She rented out an entire aquarium because my little sister loved Ariel. She got my sister a custom-made dress that looks like Ariel's pink one from the movie, huge cake from the best local bakery, tower of presents, the whole 9 yards. Near the end of the party, she announced that she had taken notes from my thrifty saving and had started my sister a high-interest savings account with $1,000 at the moment, so when she turned 18, she'd be set. She also informed family members that any money she received as a gift today would go there. We weren't wealthy by any means, so I figured that my stepdad's parents, wealthy old money, had paid for all this. I was 15 at the time this happened, and with a permit from school, I was able to get a part-time job. I went to put my first check in my shoebox and I had noticed it only had 1 envelope in it versus the 10 I had. I opened it up expecting to count $1,000, but it was only $374, showing whoever took it had the foresight to put back what they didn't use. I had an absolute panic attack, fell to the ground, screaming/hyperventilating, crying, unable to speak panic. That's when my brother came in. He wasn't sure what to do, so he got my mom. She got down on my level and soothed me to where I was able to communicate anything. She asked me what happened, and here's the exchange roughly. Now what happened? Everyone is alright, are you okay? Robbed! We got robbed! What do you mean, honey? I started crying again and said, I only have $300. I noticed my mom become slightly less comforting and her tone became slightly nervous. $300? Did you take it? She was referring to my brother. Brother says no, why would I steal from OP? I didn't even know she had money. Well, OP, I'm sure you lost it. No 15-year-old needs $10,000 anyways. We'll get you a bank account. That way this won't happen again. I didn't lose it. Well, you must have thrown it away then or something. That's when it suddenly clicked. How my sister had such an awesome party. Mom, please tell me that you didn't take it for sister's birthday. My mom got defensive and started talking like, and this is the best way to describe it, a guilty Danganronpa character during the rhythm mini game. I would never. What would I even use it for? Your sister has a hard life. You would be lucky if that's where your money went.
You even got the money from us.
Only part of it, but whatever.
I remember distinctly putting $500 in your stupid box.
Brother said, "Oh my god, Mom's a thief."
I'm not the thief. I've given everything so you kids can have the best lives. I was at the hospital every night with you. I shaved your head when your hair started falling out.
This continued and would be a lot of typing, but you get the gist. Mom, you gave me that money because you guys didn't have rent. Brother says, "That's
Brother, out. This is between OP and I, woman to woman."
She pushed my brother out and locked the door behind him.
Sweetie, one day when you become a mom, you'll understand that you'd do anything for your kids. When God gives you 2 sick kids who get better, you want to celebrate them. Don't you want your sister to have a good time? Doesn't she deserve to go to college one day? You're so smart and strong, you don't need help like the other 2. You'll probably get a full ride anyway.
I was in tears and too shaken up to talk. I just sobbed in the fetal position. She continued to talk at me for a while, but I don't remember much other than waking up there for school the next day with my comforter on me and brother sleeping in my bed with his blanket and pillow. I never got any money back, but after buying a small safe for that paycheck instead, saved up more and worked 2 jobs when I was 16 so I could have money. I ended up with about $5,000 after having to pay for my own car and insurance to get to and from work and a few other things. This story hurts. This story definitely hurts. I just hope that down the road, whenever this mother might need something, that guilt tripping that the mother's gonna do isn't enough to make OP give into it if there's ever a more than ridiculous request. My entitled mom thinks she can mistreat my little sister in front of me. My conservative, addicted to alcohol and cigarettes mom used to physically and verbally/emotionally abuse me as a child, but since I'm an adult, she can't get to me as much as she used to. But she continues to verbally and emotionally hurt my little sister. Her actions towards her family caused my father to divorce her and leave the house. Apparently, my mom mistreated my dad the same way she did us and still does to us. I recently started a rebellion against her. I aim to protect my sisters and I's rights and freedom as human being. Here goes the cast. Me equals, guess it's me. IB equals insensitive birther. I have to call mom. DS equals desperate sister. No dialogue but is mentioned. We are sitting at the dinner table eating canned food as always. She doesn't want to make real food. Suddenly, sister's phone rang as a notification pops up. We all know that it is not allowed to use a phone while eating in this house, but she forgot to silence it. Human mistakes happen. So sister reaches for her phone to silence it. If she doesn't, the notification will continue to pop up and ring. And then insensitive birther explodes. Insensitive birther yelling/barking,
"What do you think you're doing? No phone while eating. I swear I'm going to take all your phones away like the old time."
She fantasizes going back to her time stuck in the past because she's jealous of my generation. Sister attempts to explain herself while insensitive birther continues to scream at her like she's delusional. This is where I draw the line. I interrupt. Me using my sarcastic humor to counter, "Then I guess we're gonna take out that TV you spend all your time watching to make things equal, you know?" Insensitive birther, eyes wide with surprise.
"How dare you talk to me like that? Stop disagreeing with me."
Me, calm and collected, "I'll stop disagreeing when you start doing things right, like treating my sister with some respect and act like a decent person." In my peripheral view, I can see sister suddenly admiring me like I'm some sort of hero. I personally don't think I am, but hey, we all need a personal hero in life. The conversation continues to get more and more heated, and I'm surprised I didn't lose my temper. Not even once. Maybe a great force took over my body and helped me stay calm as a monk. I don't know. Insensitive birther becoming redder.
"This has to stop. You have to stop telling me how I should talk to sister. Why are you siding with her?"
Look, we can have that conversation only if you stop screaming. Insensitive birther staring at me with a look of pure hatred. I never knew a mother could hate her own child like this.
"Shut up."
At this point, I just kind of disassociate and disconnect my emotions to speak like a soulless body. A technique I use to deal with my trauma and to make people feel unease when arguing with me. They feel like they can't hurt me. Please, can we be civil and act like adults? Insensitive birther fuming.
Shut up, you have no right.
Me straightening up. I do. I have the right to point out what you did wrong, and I have the right to tell you to pay respect to your family. Look, if you kindly asked my sister to please put her phone away like any mother would do while treating your child with the respect they deserve, then none of this would have happened. You have to stop. Insensitive birther paused, shocked and surprised at my statement. This was quickly replaced by a blinding rage.
Shut up!
Insensitive birther suddenly storms off, slammed the front door shut, leaving sister and I still sitting at the table. We decided to finish our plate and clean the table, then go to our room and act like nothing happened. Insensitive birther came back 15 minutes later and proceeded to smoke 10 cigarettes at once and drink herself to sleep. Let me tell you that I've never been so proud of myself for standing up to my family, as it was my first time doing so. It's definitely great that OP was standing up for their sister and saying the things they needed to say to put this mother in her place. I can't lie though that the disassociation and the disconnect to emotions does concern me. I'm no expert, I can't really say too much, but I believe I've heard that can really affect people in the long run handling things like that. But with that being said, that's all the stories we have for today. So what I want to know is, which of these stories was your personal favorite of the day and why? Let me know which story and why in the comments section down below. And thank you all so very much for watching and listening to the Storytime channel today. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and don't forget to turn notifications on so you'll never miss an upcoming video from the Storytime channel. Thank you all again so very much for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.